Gentlemen, gotta get y'all to turn that off in the back for me, please. Get right back to it in 1 hour. Or less. I'm actually going to ask how everybody's doing this evening.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
We're going to start off with safety. It looks like sometime in the future, the next month or so, we may start moving more people into the bee huts. So we're going to start talking about life in the bee huts a little bit in regards to safety. Today, two of our people had fire marshal training, Ron Strudel and Billy Harvey. Fire is the #1 issue that we're concerned about in the bee huts. So we're going to talk a lot about that in the future. There'll be some do's and don'ts if you move into a bee hut. The last thing we need is for one of them to catch on fire because we'll have to lose the whole damn complex. So it's a very serious situation. Every day that goes by, that plywood gets drier and drier. Every day that goes by, we have more potential for fire if anybody is careless. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to enforce some policy in the bee huts. We're going to try to take care of you the best we can. They are safe to live in. I'm not telling you they're not safe to live in, but we just have to make sure that we take care of it. Go ahead.
Food in the bee hut. My third trip to Afghanistan, and I've lived in every outhouse, back house, crack house, place that you can imagine in this country. At the end of the day, as we move towards the spring, mice like to eat the droppings that you have, and the snakes like to eat the mice. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Is as we get to the spring, please don't bring any food in the bee hut. They will show up, they will come and visit, and I would strongly recommend that as we move into the springtime, that when you go into the bee hut at night, throw back your cover, turn on the light, look around, because you very well could have some company that wasn't there before you left in the morning time. And I'm dead serious about that. I have found snakes in my own little area, and I've seen them for the previous 4 years. Please do not take food in the bee hut and start getting the springtime.
Good advice. I know at least one of you today had a run-in with a rat out on the job. The employee lost, the rat outran him, but the employee So if there's some of you that can't scare a rat like Margaret did, you want to be careful. I want to talk a little bit about force protection, the job you have here. I want to talk about force protection out and about. Y'all know what your responsibilities are when you're out doing force protection, but where do your responsibilities start and end? We have defined responsibilities in our contract for what you do on the job. Well, all I'm going to say about force protection off the job is use some good common sense. If you see somebody anywhere on this base that you know is doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, like a TCN or an LN, please report it to an MP. Do not try to apprehend the individual or rush them to the ground or tie them up with a rope or throw them in the back of your van. Please report it to the military or to an MP, and we hope they'll take the necessary action. Now, a couple of you have already demonstrated that you're on the job 24 hours a day, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing to be alert. It's a good thing to be cautious. So when you're off the job, when you're at the PX, wherever you may be, use some good common sense and perhaps we can help out in other areas besides the job itself. The only thing I have is that we have had posted online on the URS website the position of administrative assistant. We had several responses to it. The corporation back to Cleveland has selected an individual based on qualifications, experience overseas, resume, education, and that person is coming to us. So we'll have a new administrative assistant, hopefully before the end of the week.
I took the opportunity to canvass many folks to speak about some things that were on their mind around some opportunities for all of us. And I got to ask a question before I get into this. It has to do with, do you ever sense that both our military cohorts and yourselves are on the same page when you're conducting your force protection activities out there? Give me a show of hands of folks that think that we're on the same page with them and everybody's following the same way of doing things. Okay, kind of thoughts of. Then I'm gonna throw out there, we think it'd be a good idea if we had some written SOPs around all of that. Absolutely. I think it's time to put it on paper, put it in writing, so that both the military as well as the folks here are kind of following the same sheet of music. Okay. So what now?
Who's going to be writing that?
Therein lies the opportunity. There are a lot of folks here who've done force protection in the military and in the private sector. Definitely one needs some folk that have a willingness to work on that. What would you do with that?
Well, we have to be careful that we don't dictate what we're going to do out there or what the military is going to do. We really need to take the direction from the military. We need to work with the military, and we can certainly participate in writing SOPs with the military. But this is really we really work for the military, and if they lack the SOPs, then we can certainly help put it together. But it's not up to us to dictate what we do out there and what the military does.
I don't think it's a question of dictating. I think it's a question of doctrine. Regardless of whether they come from the military or from here, but collectively, I think it's probably a good idea if we can get something like that.
Absolutely.
Most expeditious.
We have a monitor's handbook that was written
I've seen
by,
that.
and that's some very good SOP if people would take the time to read it.
On that, I got a simple question.
Okay.
Which part of the military? You've got the gate guards or security forces saying our people are supposed to check under the hoods at Charlie ECP and that. Well, bad news for you. If you don't have them certified to do that kind of research, they can't do it. Then you've got people saying, okay, here's your list of people you can let into Gulf Gate. But you stop the people not on the list, and next thing you know, you got force protection, somebody coming down and say, let them in. So which part of the military?
My point exactly.
Thank you.
In that, the coordination between us and our customers in terms of how different things should be conducted and performed. I really think it needs to be in some type of documentation. And I believe that will go a long way to alleviate a lot of frustration out there as you're doing what you need. I'm gonna take care of myself. And start some kind of coordination so we can get that on paper. That's something we've been around about for since I've been here in November. If I come to you and ask you for feedback, I appreciate it. Give it to me. We'll together with your side of the house so we can make it work. So you bring it back. Oh, no, you eat. Oh, no. All right, next thing. training. I heard that this morning. Sometimes I'll come in here and I won't say nothing, but a lot of times I come in here just to listen to the chatter, kind of get a sense for what the climate is. It's a little warm this morning. My job is to try to keep things as cool as possible within the confines of what we have to work with. And I heard training, and I talked to the gentleman that brought up training. In the morning hours, it's probably a little more difficult to get any kind of training done. But we're going to make an honest effort to provide some type of training. Mainly site-specific training was what I heard. C-130 has different things associated with it. Vortec has different things associated with it. And you folks go from every site to site to site. And each one of them have certain things that go on that are peculiar to it. I'm thinking more along the lines of the monitor leads, briefing their folks in the morning, anything that's particular for you about it. Hey, this is open forum. I'm just trying to throw this out here. Anybody got any ideas around that? Guess not.
Keep the engineers out of the way.
Beg pardon?
Keep the engineers out of the way.
Oh, okay. We're not building anything. We're trying to be more efficient and more effective at what we do.
And you will need site SOPs.
Beg pardon?
You will need site SOPs.
Site SOPs?
But it has to also come in a timely manner with a new site. I got some expansion tomorrow. I can't tell you what it is.
I don't have a clue.
But I've been told it could be F-16 like it's supposed to be or whatever. I don't know.
Okay. We'll let that one go. Okay. Every morning, you come in and you're asked to sign in. And when you sign in, that's our way of accountability. Occasionally, it might be necessary to do a complete roll call as an accountability check to ensure that you're coming in and you're remaining and you're going where you need to go. So you probably won't know when that will happen. That's something that you probably need to do. We've had some folk who come in and sign in and decide they want to go back and go to bed or they want to go disappear. That's not a good thing. That's something that we're definitely going to do, and that is to have a stronger degree of accountability for the morning roll call, whatever, morning meeting before you go to work.
Yes.
All right, rumor control. Any new rumors for me this week? Huh? Pardon? No rumors? Ooh, boy, y'all no funny. y'all no fun at all. No new rumors. All right, open forum. What's on your mind? Yes, sir.
The shower upstairs, there are 4. The water has been broken since the day I got back from R&R 10 days ago. Why does it take so long to fix
Shower being in the I'll bring it up. Okay.
It just seems excessive to me to think that a shower can't be fixed in 10 days.
Billy, and it's not the
Yes, sir.
answer to your question.
Everyone's on.
I just happen to know that the plumbing in the dorms was done by a contractor, and they did a wonderfully complex job. So that might be the problem. He's trying to either get a hold of them or try to figure it out. So, yeah.
You're on the right track there. The other part of it is it's under warranty. Back in here, warranty it. The other problem is that they found that some of the plumbing that the contractor used is not compatible with the plumbing that we can buy. So they have trouble fixing some of it. That's one of the problems we have here in Cadillac with V-Huts. They virtually went in there and replumbed most of it because they couldn't get the
Me?
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to know the fees that are associated with the R&R. When does that take effect?
You're talking about the fees that apply to the purchasing of the airline ticket?
Yeah, because I've been back since the 12th, and I just got my return money back and they took it out.
Took it out?
When was it submitted? As soon as you got back?
Yes, the 13th.
It should be on this next page. It's not going to be.
I think
They took out the 170.
They took out the
Yeah, they took
170.
out 70 out of my return.
Well, when did you make your reservations?
In November.
When, no, but when you did, you applied for your R&R, but you didn't do your itinerary then, did you?
Yeah,
In November?
yes.
Okay, come and see us.
Sir.
I'm gonna tell you what happened to me today.
Uh-oh.
Charlie ECP, you know, we're searching and doing our job, popping hoods, kicking tires, checking everything, maps. So the military site says, oh, y'all don't have to check under the hood and, you know, all that. But then later on, you hear Venom on the radio saying, make sure y'all check under those hoods and, you know, floor mats and keep everything around. And I'm like, I mean, what's really going on? Like you're saying, we need to, yeah.
Good point, good example of what I shared with you earlier around better team cohesiveness around what needs to be accomplished.
Yes, sir. Sergeant Bradshaw's working on that. That's why he's probably getting mixed reviews here now. And he's going to bring it to everyone's attention about how he wants things done. He's researching it and everything, so you probably learn something real quick.
Most of this is new to us, just like it's new to you.
Oh, okay.
All the vehicle searches and everything like that, this is new news to us too. So,
What do you think?
Glad to hear we're moving in the right direction.
And, another thing on that note, if they're going to take Charlie ECP to that level, but they're doing an extensive search as if, or if it's a search pit, then these people need to be trained on that.
Exactly.
Because, you know, when you're searching a vehicle to that extent, when you're going under the hood, you're checking, you're doing all this, then you're actually checking for IEDs. IEDs come in so many different forms and fashions, and so many people here are not equipped to identify what an IED is. So, I mean, if they're gonna go to a full search pit status, then they need to get that extensive training. Yes, sir.
That issue has also been addressed with Sergeant Bradshaw. He's kept thinking that we could use a van and train people outside, just like when we bring people in for driving class. We just separate people, bring them in, and go around a van and teach them how to drive.
Very good.
Well, the problem there is you also gotta check with the law. The coalition agreement does not allow civilians to conduct thorough searches. That's why the military has to do it. So the law has to, especially our agreement with Afghanistan.
He's checking everything. And he's gonna come and bring it to your attention.
Good, I'm tired of being confused.
Anything else? Anybody got anything at all? This is your time.
I have something over here.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to get my Eagle card for a month. They need a distribution list from us, which they have not received. And I'd like to know how soon we can get that done.
Need a distribution list to finance? Is that where it goes?
Exactly.
Okay, finance for those.
Yeah, Isaac?
Yes, we have a list up on the back there, and we're going to be forwarding it over to Omni Finance real soon. We're just waiting to get everyone's names on the list before we forward it over. So we're probably going to be doing that maybe Friday.
Yeah, if you want your name on that list, get it on there now, so we can get it into our refinance.
Friday's the
What's up,
cutoff.
it's been up there, what?
Yeah, it's been up there for a week and a half, 2 weeks
Yeah.
now.
You know, so rather than saying, how do I do it, get your name on the list, we'll show you.
So this Friday is the cutoff date for putting your name on the list for your legal card. Everybody got that?
Got it.
After Friday, you're on your own. Actually, we'll continue to add people to it. But, I got batch.
Yeah, the first
The
list is
first
gonna be
batch
going
we
over.
want to get taken care of by this Friday. Yes.
That's going to be linked directly to their bank account?
Now, what we do here is I send in a list to the Army Finance of our people that actually is a check cashing list. Then once the check cashing list, you go up there with your blank voided check and set up Eagle Cash. We don't set up Eagle Cash for you. What I do is turn in a check cashing list. And with this, your name's on this list, you can take a personal check and go over there and cash $300 a month in personal checks.
Right, and then how do they load it, how they, the loading it up?
Mr. Vance, you want to?
Yes, sir, when you initially load up the card, that's done at the finance office. They have a kiosk there. All of the loading up of the cards has to be done at a kiosk. There are personnel there that will show you how to do that, and you have to fill out one form.
So they're not linking it directly to the bank account?
They are, they're
So it's coming directly out of your account, you're not loading it, it's coming directly from your bank account?
It pulls everything
Just
straight
like-
out of your
just like
checking
the
account.
direct pay.
Just like you would have
Correct.
to do a debit card.
And it's only 300 a month?
No, you can load 350 a day.
Oh,
Names on the check cashing list, you can use the Eagle Cash, you can set Eagle Cash up, you can also take a personal check to the Army Finance and cash $300 a month in personal check.
You can load $350 a day on your Eagle Cash card to a maximum of $9,999.
okay.
That must be more. All right. And let's talk about this check cash thing while we're here. Because you bounce a check. We have to. I know.
But what that, you know, that's, I always want that to be bringing up. You bounce a check, we're gonna take it out of your check.
We're gonna take it out of your check. That doesn't mean go over there and go point, and use it as a cash advance.
Well, thing about it is you cash $300 in a month. You bounce that one in 1 month, we're gonna get out of your pay, you're not gonna cash anymore.
And you're not gonna catch it. Be careful of that. That's early.
I was at ECP last week. There was an issue about our cards. One military person came through there saying, we gotta have our cards out. Then later on, another military person came through there saying that we're not supposed to have our cards out because it's a possible FOD or something like that. And so the foreign nationals don't see our information. Yeah, I'm confused because one person will tell you.
Right, the policy is, actually, we're on the radio today. He said that if you're on the flight line, you should have your flight line badge visible.
If there's a TSC.
Right, but if you're
TCM
in close proximity to the TCNs, then you wouldn't. So that's the policy.
So the problem there is that's 3 briefings difference. When we first got our cards, we were hiding. Only show it going in and out of the airfield gate, nobody sees it. Then we get, okay, everybody wants it out. Then I go talk to the 2 force protection sergeants, they both tell me, no, hide it. Now you got a lieutenant apparently that sent down and says, expose it. Back to the computer.
I'm confused, Harvey.
But I do know the briefing I got when I got the card specifically said it is not to be in the view of any third world national or local national, period. That's why you don't wear it that way in Greenby.
That still stands.
Yeah, all of those stuff being worked on. I am going to be wondering, we need to pin down a date when this is going to be done. That's kind of where my mindset is. When is it going to show us? Because there's enough of talking about this and all that kind of good stuff. We need to have some commitments around when it's going to be done.
I've been waiting for my security clearance for 6 months now, and Sergeant Bogdanovich says that the government has finished my clearance process, but there's something that more WGI has to do. Do you know what WGI has to do?
Okay, I tell you what, you need to see me offline about that. I did hear a rumor regarding security clearances, that for some reason, folks think that URS/WGI is holding up the completion of your clearance activity. No.
If there's any of you that have had an interim clearance for an extended period of time, we need your names and we'll send in an inquiry to our security people and see what's going on. But we really have no control over it, especially at the job level, we have no control whatsoever. But we will send in an inquiry like in your case and find out what the status of it is.
Yes, sir. I asked about my shit last few times. What's going on with that?
Yes, we're getting ready to start up a class here. Ray's
Is it a class to
actually.
get your certificate or a class to actually get the license?
Well, we're going to be testing here real soon within the next week or two, and we'll also have classes as well if you haven't actually taken the class yet to be tested.
Yeah, I have my certificate on it.
Okay, so you'll be actually taking a test here within the next week or two.
Okay.
What it is, once you get the certificate, your paperwork has to be turned into the colonel, and then the colonel signs it, then we can put you in the driving class. I mean, it's not, we want everybody has to be a CMA, right?
Yes, we're working on that.
And so that's what, once we get them turned into colonel, we have him to death trying to get him back.
A week or two?
A month or two.
Yes, we'll be turning everything in tomorrow, the colonel paperwork tomorrow to get signed.
And your point? And your point?
Let's try to get a date around that, and then we can come back and come in here and say, all right, here we are, we're at this particular point.
Okay, yeah, once we get the colonel's signature on the documents, then we can go ahead and get the test, a scheduled date for the test. And once we get that, we'll come back and let you guys know.
By someone who's no longer employed here, that my security clearance was completed and approved, but I never got any paperwork showing that. Am I supposed to get any paperwork showing that?
That you have a final secret?
Yes.
You are supposed to get some paperwork on that.
We haven't got, our office here has never received any paperwork on anybody. All we get is a notification that says your secret clearance has been granted. But the paperwork ought to come to you.
I've got nothing.
Okay, question regarding that. Is that one of those things we gotta look into or just wait for them to come contact us?
If it's been an exorbitant amount of time, like 6-7 months, then yeah, you need to come to us. And then we send an inquiry to find out what the status is.
Okay, so that's pretty much the thing we gotta do.
Come let us know.
Let us know.
Where you are.
What's the name of the woman who does security stuff?
Gary,
Anyway, I sent her an email, then got an answer, second email I sent her, she did answer me, she told me exactly when my clearance was put in, how long it's good for, who the approving office is, and all that. She sent me an email to that.
You probably get an answer quicker if you go through us. Rodney, okay, but
I think that Fund B is supposed to give you guys a list. New updates on those, and say you can highlight.
He's giving me a
Some
list
issues.
tomorrow and within the next few days. He's going to highlight everybody that seems to have a problem.
Today,
I don't have the list.
Sergeant Randolph and Sergeant Francis, every month, once a month, they do a check on every one of our people because we cannot be there if we don't have a clearance. They do a check every month. And then when they find anything out, they contact us.
We keep getting these directives such as which badges to display and when to display them at meetings such as this. By the time we get to the Vance route, everybody's gonna have a different story about what badge to wear and when to wear. Why can't we get anything in writing to tell us
that's
exactly?
exactly what we're working for. That's exactly what we want to work towards. Get it in writing, Won't be any confusion. Here's what it says. The military agree with it. Anything else? Questions, comments? Way in the back. Audra?
In the event of an attack and we're at our location, can we put in the SOP and evacuation plan as well?
Typically, an evacuation plan is used for an area or a particular facility. So you're saying if you're sitting at C-130, you want to know where to go.
Exactly.
If you're sitting at the vortex and there's an attack, you want to know where to go.
Yeah.
Okay, first place thing you want to do is fall to the ground. Wait about a few seconds, then get up and find you a bunker. But I understand what you're saying. Or a safe place out there. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Some type of evacuation procedures for every particular site, is that what you're speaking
Yeah,
to?
keep it in the shack. Like, all those shacks that be out there, they can have something right there.
That's what the SOP is supposed to be doing. And once we get the first one, it'll be easy to follow because there'll be different things, SOP to cover different types of subjects. Yeah. You make a valid point on it, and that's being.
We got one there, Billy.
Oh, sorry, Billy.
While we're on that subject, I know when we was doing Romeo, we had a trench out there, and I heard two different scenarios on that. Because we asked if we should go down in the trench during an attack, or if we should just hit the ground. Which is actually the proper place to be, because one sergeant said stuff could ricochet down the walls if you got inside the trench, and you'd be better off next to the split.
We'll give you some advice on that. We'll give the military on it. Me, I'd be down in the first hole I can find.
That's a Vietnam guy. I'm newer school, I just lay down. Wow, not yet. Anyway, anybody got anything else? 'Cause, you know, like I said, it's your time. I decided that I wouldn't even fool with an employee PLT this evening. We needed to kind of get everybody an opportunity to throw it out there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, can we like DX, like get damage exchange, you know, like so we get a hold of these gloves we use, can we exchange these for new ones?
Bring them
You hear that, Ron?
For a nominal fee.
Huh? All right. Yes, sir.
Last meeting we had last week, there was like a list that we were going over.
Yep.
Are we gonna continue the list today?
Yep. We're adding to it.
Are you asking about the items from last week?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We have an action item list.
I had it in my hand and left
items.
it. I had it in my hand and left it on my.
'Cause I know we were like discussing stuff last, we ran out of time.
Yeah, we have. Are you looking for the action item list, Harvey?
Yeah, you got it?
It's in my office on my desk.
Okay.
Any item in particular?
I didn't know what was on the list. I just know we ran out of time before we got through it.
I only picked up the blue one, I didn't pick up the other one. Was there an item in particular that you wanted to get some additional?
We talked about stress in the workplace. We talked about the use of the vans, keeping them clean. I think it's gotten better. Anybody comment on the vans? I think they've gotten better from what I've seen.
Yeah, they got better in the last 6 to 7 days.
We talked about cat cars like last week and the importance of hanging on to them. They're very, very difficult to get back if you lose them. So we talked about hanging on to those. We talked about the R&R costs. Encourage everybody to book your own reservations and not use Heston. You'll save yourself some money. We did talk about the employment agreement last week. We talked about bonuses last week. And at the end of the meeting, Harvey sang a song, and I hope you won't do it again tonight, but it was about rumor control. We can do that right here on Monday night. We'll try to answer your question regarding to rumors.
To stop some of that rumors, the suggestion box, I think we should read some of the suggestions during the Monday night meeting. And that'll spur conversation. Be taken care of and followed up.
I can say that we're getting a lot of suggestions, and a lot of them are very positive, and we're working on them. We're implementing a few different things. So, a lot of good suggestions. So thanks, and actually continue to do that.
Yeah, please use that suggestion box. We have got some very good ones. We're going to put those in a law, assign action to them, a suspense date to them, and we'll share those with you. Most of them, some of them I can't speak that way in front of you.
It's we got some real special.
Well, that's understood, you know.
I think you understand what I mean when I say special. Flowery adjective.
Do we have fax or can you scan an email or something like that yet?
We can scan, you need to scan something to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a scanner.
Okay, but no fax,
No fax.
not gonna get a fax.
No, I can get
Okay.
Anybody else?
I'll do it.
What are the standard procedures for the positions that employees have gotten? Have you all gone through resumes and chosen? Have these positions been posted? What are the procedures for the
Okay, I think I understand your question. For example, the administrative assistant is posted on the URS website. The way that works is any position that's posted online goes to a recruiter. It doesn't go to HR, doesn't come to me. It goes to a recruiter who's paid to go through and screen the resumes and take the best resumes according to the job description, and they send us generally the top 10 or so from that list. And corporate goes through it, makes your recommendations to us, and we look at it too. So that's typically how it goes.
Is that for all positions?
Pardon?
Is that for all positions?
All positions except the monitor lead.
Really?
According to the URS directions, any job opening is supposed to be posted in the workplace. That's never been done. What my vision is that I've been here.
We've had monitor leads up, we've had assistant site manager.
Assistant site manager is the only one I've ever seen.
Yeah, they've been on board.
All of these other jobs have not been posted.
The only one that we put up is somewhere in here is assistant site manager. Anything else? Well, thank you. We had a good turnout tonight. Appreciate that.
Last week, Mr. Harvey said that he had a list of information that he brought back from his visit. And you were gonna go through it week by week because it was too much to go over.
Yeah, I skipped the bad.
I'm sorry.
But okay, thank you for bringing to my attention. I won't say the bad. There were 3 or 4 different things that I left with that I wanted to try to work out. One of those is the pay issue, ensuring that we had a direct line into payroll that URS spoke to deal with those things. I was able to establish that connection so that now when there's a payroll issue, I go straight to them and get it resolved. I think we probably resolved a couple of those in the week that I've been back. Second was benefits, to ensure that we have that same kind of a relationship so that I can go straight to them and deal with benefits, pay, benefits, those types of things. The other things I went back to try to get some feedback on had to do with the pay increases for the monitor leads. Trying to get something final on that. This past week on Thursday, there was supposed to be a meeting Yeah, well, there was a storm on the East Coast, and they did not meet. Oh, yeah. They did not meet because the folks from Maryland could not make it into Cleveland, so that they could get together and make some decisions around those pay increases and some other issues.
We had a conference call last Thursday between Maryland and Cleveland. Couldn't get them together because of the storm. And there was some progress made, but I haven't got a full report on what they settled or didn't settle. But they did have a conference call. They did talk about it Thursday.
The other thing I did was I went to the head of I went to the president. I did go back and speak with my boss's boss, who is the head HR person for Federal Services in terms of HR, and took to him my feedback around employee relations issues on this particular contract. We've come a long way from where we were in terms of 6 months ago, 7 months ago. I think they sent in a gentleman to do a climate survey, and then I think while I was gone, someone from the military side came in and did a climate survey, and all those issues have been documented and are being addressed as appropriate. I think that's the best way for me to adequately articulate that to you. Those things that were identified 3, 4, 5 months ago, are they still here? Yes, some of them. Have we made a lot of positive progress? Absolutely. Is there still work to do? Yes, sir. But that's the other piece that I did, was to take the message from you folk back to them. Rest assured, they are aware of all the opportunities that we have on this particular contract. And Morgan and I and Tony, we're working as hard as we can to try to get those things resolved. I am now sitting outside in my own spot. I'm putting the curtains up tomorrow, so you can slip in if you need to. And I will be able we'll be able to have a conversation not in this moment. My door is always open. You may or may not think that you can have a conversation with me around an issue. I'm hoping that at some point you'll reach that. You'll be okay with it. At the end of the day, my role is to take care of you guys, take care of these guys, and try to maintain a balance between all the madness that occurs. Yes, sir.
Just make sure I'm 100%. When you said you're working on the pay increases, you are just talking about the monitor leave, right?
That's all we talking about. It's all we talking about is monitor leave. No more money coming here at this particular point. Please don't thought that there might be some more cash coming. It ain't coming. Not right now. Okay?
Thank you.
Good. Y'all have a fine WGIE.
It ain't 8 o'clock.
Huh?